Back in Boston in 08, and now going at it again here this afternoon. Chris Paul.
Home, so you've got what we're being told.
All right, Doris. 15 minutes since recently.
That's not whether you win or lose. It's the other things that he's doing to put you in position.
I mean, his defense right now on Pau Gasol is textbook. And Pau Gasol totally and completely bottled up.
Paul floats it up. Nice. Heinrich 0 for 5 from the field. Here comes Paul.
Chris contest also.
Redick was in a three-point shooting contest.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. I was daydreaming then.
He was eliminated early. Paul now 6 of 9 from the field. He's got 12 points and 4 assists.
Doc has got to do a masterful job of mixing and matching his starting guys with bench guys because he can't go that deep with his talent.
Somebody got a piece of it. He looked like he may have gotten hit. Paul fakes, fires, and hit.
The first round.
Couple.
That's hard.
Not been to a conference final yet. That's certainly where he thinks his team has got another. And Chris Paul now 10 of 15 from the field, 21 points, 8 assists. And the Clippers right back within 2.
He must have heard us talking about other point guards because Chris Paul is putting on a show right now. Looks at Aaron Brooks and says, Mr. Brooks.
And it's back to 2 again. We're midway through the 4th. 2-point game right now. Largest lead here in the 4th so far has just been 3. Paul 17 from the field. He's got 23. Paul puts it up. Puts it. Here comes Paul pushing. Paul just playing at an incredible pace right now. With first to what likely will be many rebounds for DeAndre Jordan. Paul, oh, nice. Paul's jump shot is gives that rebound. And Paul the other way. Paul on the pull-up.
Knocks play. And you can make the case for number 1. There are less guys that can do that than that can windmill dunk, tomahawk dunk. That's a special play by a special talent.
Paul.
At the foul, it didn't get called.
11 assists this afternoon. And again, his numbers since Blake Griffin went out.
Eye on Paul. He knocked knees with a Warrior a couple of games ago and was limping around noticeably on Monday night.
But what the Clippers have done against the elite point guards, they've trapped them.
They're back below double figures, deficit-wise, within 7. Chris Paul with the pull-ups. There's the ball movement Doc Rivers wanted his team to get, and back out to Chris Paul. 8 on the shot clock. Paul for 3, looking for the answer. Paul off the screen. Jordan wasn't there for the lob, so Chris Paul still has you as 1B. Don't worry about it. Paul, a counter, yes!
Ball game, 41 points by the Clippers starting backcourt and only 14 by the Thunder. They got to find scoring.
Well, Chris on and didn't leave any change for Ibaka. Wow, he was out. 22 points in this third quarter, 6 for 6 from the field. Make it
some reckless shots and they're getting stops. He's running 100 miles per hour and then you can't defend him.
And he's 55 seconds in. Chris Paul, Redick puts the Clippers on top by 3. Here's Chris Paul.
Been able to get by with a lot of things.
Yes.
You know, I mean, he's so crafty and smart.
We're tied at 40 here in the 2nd quarter. Here's Chris Paul. Stop, pops, and hit 8 points. Here's Paul. Oh boy, what a move that was. Wow. And Paul 6 of 10. And that makes it a 4-point Clipper lead. Here's Chris Paul's 3. 7 of 17 from beyond the circle for 41%. Now they got to stop Chris Paul.
Pick and roll because it's almost a new millennium Stockton Malone situation.
Yeah. And there's now opened up a 10-point lead, which is their largest of the ball game. Here's Chris Paul.
Walk just like a walk in the park.
Here is Paul. Boy, look at this ball movement. That was goaltending, was it not, Jerry? That looked like goaltending to me.
I really couldn't tell, to be honest.
Here's Paul.
Comes off to the Clippers.
That's why they allowed the contact. That ball was jarred free first.
3 straight bunnies right at the rim.
wow.
Did I count somebody twice?
Well, there's been 11 changes. Yeah, it may be the same team twice. Great utilization by Redick of that same screen.
Chris Paul open for the mid-range.
Clippers catch a break right there.
Yeah, he deserved some points for all the effort he went through.
Sure did.
Paul, one of those 3 balls.
Good ball.
Beal chasing behind him, forces a turnover. JJ falls on the floor and gets it back.
Got it to the right guy, too.
Paul, the little.
Yeah, if you're going to turn and find somebody, find little number 3.
Ball skips into the front court against Sessions. Keeps going. 18 points, 10 assists for Chris Paul through 3 quarters.
And he gave it a little extra there. Like he knew his body was drifting and falling away, so on his follow-through.
3. Back tap by Jordan, very nice to Paul.
The greatest area of improvement for DJ is that he does not get in foul trouble anymore.
He fouled the game for the first time Wednesday night in Sacramento.
Not in foul trouble means he can play 41 minutes like tonight and grab all those rebounds.
Paul will fire. Paul down low to get top, broken up by Jordan.
Here comes
Clippers have numbers.
maybe a Redick 3.
Paul to run. The number 1 and the number 2 teams offensively in points, 109 per ball game for the Warriors. Here's Barnes in the front court. Cross-court pass knocked down by Iguodala. Redick will redirect, and Paul will fire a 3. 13-point Clipper lead now. Griffin drives into the lane. Lob City for DeAndre, but it's off. The rebound of the ball game at 72-71. Paul off the screen hesitated, but they go here in the third with 3:46 remaining. Paul working on Curry. Curry
step inside that. He's knocking him down.
Paul with 17 seconds remaining with 15 into the lane to the glass. The Clippers are out of timeout. They'll back off. No foul needed here with 7. Driving into the lane is Paul.
And they don't call any plays for Jordan, do they?
They don't need to call him.
No. Most side shot won't go in. Picked up by Jordan. He already has 6 rebounds. Paul with a. Then in his previous 9. There's a Griffin shot from outside. It's picked back up by Chris Paul. Long 3. Book it.
Shoot this consistent from beyond the arc.
He has
his
a
career
high 3-point shots made this season. There's another 3. Terrific last night. Chris had 9 of his 17 in the 4th. Paul. Morris on the defense.
How about the body control by DeAndre Jordan as he was going up?
Paul 5 of 10. I mentioned 7 consecutive road wins for the Clippers. Paul puts on the brakes. The defense falls to lead the Clippers tonight. Here is another 3. And picked up by Barnes. Back to Griffin looking for Jordan. Cross-court Paul. Open triple. Thinks. Fires. Knocked. And with a shot here from 2-point range in this, and San Antonio has started 1 of 5.
See the pace here. Both teams getting out in transition. Just easy, solid 2-man basketball.
Davis with a screen. Here. Jordan with a good move by Griffin to keep it alive, and Paul double. Paul defends.
Tony Parker looking for a foul from Chris Paul.
Paul with a 14-footer.
For Diaw, now you use that strength.
And
You use
Diaw
speed and
can't hit.
quickness against Bane, and you use that strength against Diaw.
3. Paul. Mobley inside, finding Baines. Knocked away by Griffin. And saved by the Clippers, who come the other way, led by Paul. The pull by Diaw Watson. The mill so huge last year in the championship drive by San Antonio.
It's because of the shot.
21, yeah. Paul.
His shooting.
The Spurs always trust their 3rd and 4 options, but that time, one of those options just coughed it up. Green turns it over, Paul the other way. Paul. And makes it a 95-81 Clipper lead. Chris Paul, the crossover in the drop. What a Chris Paul! Knifing his way for 2 and 27. So double-double, 26 and 12. And Paul into Parker. Stopping on tonight, 2 of 11. He hurt him. Baines did nothing. They really need Splitter to get healthy. Here's
in franchise history. Parker on Paul. Paul, pull-up jumper. Here's Paul. Goes at Leonard and
Agree with Kevin Love after watching the replay multiple.
Paul out to Griffin. Shot clock at 4. Diaz guarding Paul. Finds a little room and hits the in and out. How did that one come out? Paul sets and for the Clippers. Paul gets inside, knocks it down. Griffin nearly knocked away. Still 5 to shoot. Paul on the drive. Throws it up. Shot from Paul. Didn't have a lot of options there. And puts LA back to Chris Paul.
And he wanted an N1. Felt like there was a lot of contact. I tell you, Chris Paul is outstanding.
He's got 24. Paul, the crossover, pulls up, puts it in. Chris Paul gives the Clippers an 11-point lead.
And great shot by Paul, but an excellent screen by Glenn Davis. Paul to get the separation.
9-point Clipper lead as we get to 4 minutes remaining. What a critical game 4 for LA. Chris Paul again. Paul again.
Will and Griffin has now put in 16. He is tied for Redick's 16 for the Clips. This is
high screen and roll now. Either they're going to switch it or rotate to Blake Griffin. Paul has made 2 of 3 on those last plays.
Paul picked up by the taller splitter. This to break the tie. And Chris is 3 of 12. Spurs a foul to give. Paul hits it. What a great assist by Chris Paul, his 12th with 12 points. Paul pushing off. He's got 14 reds, and that time he was defended by Kawhi Leonard. Look how much time Paul had. Fourth quarter shots. Griffin going to set a high screen. Paul inside. Angeles Clippers. So away we go with the 2-point guards going hand-to-hand. Paul with a good fake. Got their first lead of the game with his jump shot. Broken up by Paul and a turnover by San Antonio. The third. Paul stopping on it out. Putting up. Griffin puts it up and in, and Blake has put in 13 to lead all scores. Duncan has 11. Paul with Leonard right there. Barnes running across the lane. Chris Paul 3 from the first half to 5. Duncan may have hurried that just a bit. Paul 3. Final 7 seconds. Should they snare the rebound? And they do. Here comes the hobbling Chris Paul with a long 3. Got it! At the buzzer, which they will review. On one leg. Unbelievable. Griffin is holding on to the jersey of Patty Mills. Shot clock at 3 over splitter. He hit us, knocked down another one. Mills defending CP3. Green on Paul. And
welcome back to LA, where Chris Paul says, "This is my house." If you're a San Antonio fan, what 2 better defenders could you have than Green and Duncan? Right there, the presence of mind to gather his step. You see he's limping, he's hurt, he can't even explode off of that leg, but he does, wheels the ball.
Got right around Josh for that easily entry pass.
And that's a shot you have to get away from.
Paul and didn't look at the score in his first quarter.
Clippers by 15.
Yeah, and it's only 4 right here. Chris Paul from the elbow. But Chris Paul couldn't do more. And takes it away. He might just have to score it himself.
There he goes.
Count. Front. Yes, and 1.
Okay, guys, I'll do it all myself.
Paul on the move over Terry. He's shooting coach for the Clippers over the last couple of years. Paul drives at Harden, takes the bump, got the basket.
Embellish maybe just a hair, and then gets it up on the glass and gets it to go. What a competitor.
Terry just grabs Chris Paul's arm.
Switch.
Harden now 5 of 18 in the game. Was battling the flu a couple of days ago. Paul. Got it. And the Rockets are in trouble. Paul lost Prigioni and finished. 24-11 run. Paul from the top all the way home. 34-point swing in this one.
Paul tentative offensively, giving up open shots, passing the basketball around. This is where your best players take the pressure off other guys.
Paul with the steal. Paul ahead of the pack. Harden in pursuit. Paul laid anything to the Clippers, and he was very emotional after the loss. Hard screen set by Jordan. Paul's jump shot. 50% or higher from the field, 40 from 3, and over 90 from the free throw line. Chris Paul with Terriana right back to Griffin. Shot clock at 6. Paul will try a 3. Puts it. Paul on the pull-up. Floats it up.
and in. From 15 down to pull within 3. Paul hesitated.
Less control as a coach than you do as a player.
You're talking about one of the greats to play the game. The best power forwards under Kevin McHale.
Paul for 3. And